Kade Simpson played 300 games in the Navy Blue. He became the 5th member of our illustrious 300 Club, alongside John Nicholls, Bruce Dool, Craig Bradley and Stephen Silvani. Yeah, I think that deserves a round of applause. Tonight, we would like to pay tribute to the warrior who wears the number 6 Guernsey. Please welcome to the stage, Kade Simpson. Pull up a chair. Just relax, just you, me and a few hundred people.
Yeah, this is nice.
So, 300 games. I know it's an obvious question, but I've got to start with it. What did that mean to you?
I'm not sure it's really sunk in yet. Yeah, I still see the names that are already up there and, yeah, a little bit starstruck. So I think probably once I do retire, yeah, I can look back on it and obviously be pretty proud of it. But, yeah, I don't think it's really sunk in yet.
And then seeing those names, Nicholls, Dool, Bradley, pretty incredible.
Yeah, obviously legends of Carlton, but obviously also legends of the AFL. So, yeah, it's really hard to see my name up there next to those guys.
When you had that photo, there's a photo of all of them. What did you guys talk about? Give us an insight.
I think it was a pretty sort of awkward sort of photo.
They always are.
Yeah, and no, it was actually just pretty funny. Like Sauce and Braddles were just making little gags and trying to lighten the mood a little bit. Obviously, Bruce doesn't do a lot of those sort of things, so it was fantastic that he could be there for that. And John was great, but yeah, it was pretty light-hearted and pretty relaxed. Just boys being boys, really.
Did you feel like your hair game didn't quite stand up to the rest of them? It's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Tell us about your debut. I was talking to our new captains behind the curtain over there, Cripps and Doherty, and they said, yeah, ask him about his debut. He didn't get a touch. So tell us about that, what happened, and tell us about the journey up until this point.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's not entirely true. I actually did touch the football. I actually didn't get a possession, though. So doing the team roles, I held it in to create a stoppage because I didn't want to handball it out. The opposition might have got it. So, yeah, played the team role and held it in. Yeah, so obviously it wasn't the brightest start to my career. And that wasn't just the first game. It was the next couple as well. So, yeah, the first year was not one to remember.
Some of these guys that are sitting out here tonight, they have only played this year, only played a couple of games. What would be your advice to them?
Just to keep backing yourself in. Everyone that's on an AFL list has obviously got talent, so I think the one thing that I probably did, I built it up in my head probably too much. I played the game a million times over before I actually even ran out on the ground, so just to relax and soak it all in, and you're on a list because you have got talent, so just keep backing yourself in.
What's your most memorable moment of those 300 games, and what's a moment that you'd like to forget?
I think all players play for finals, so I'm lucky enough to have, I've only played in a few, but to play in some big ones. We played obviously a big one against Essendon and won quite comfortably, and 2013 to play against the Tigers. I think there was 95,000 there. And
yeah, let's hear a round of applause for that.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, winning a couple of big finals where there's 90,000+ people is obviously a bit of a thrill. The 250th game was one to remember. Shared it with Michael Jamieson, a good mate who's here tonight in his 150th, and to come from behind and just get over the line, it was something that I'll probably remember forever.
And the unforgettable moment?
Oh, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I think we lost a final over in Perth to West Coast by only a couple of points, and I felt like we were probably a chance next week if we did get over the line. We had a couple of injuries. I think Matty Cruiser didn't play, Bryce Gibbs didn't play, and to lose to West Coast on their home ground by only, I think, 3 or 4 points was pretty disappointing.
There's obviously a lot of chat about Carlton throughout the year, a lot of media hype and the rest. So as one of the most senior players, what are those words of advice that you give to some of the younger guys?
Oh, just listen to what's going on inside the four walls. You can't control anything that's being publicised. Carlton's obviously a big club and in the media regularly, so listen to the guys that you trust and your coaches and your family and friends, but don't listen to any of that sort of rubbish that's going on outside the four walls.
Damn media. Always getting in you. You've signed on again for next year, pre-season. Does it get any easier?
No, they're always pretty tough. It's strange. I think as I'm getting older, for some strange reason, enjoy the hard work more. It's a little bit sick, actually. I'm not sure why.
I think so.
Yeah.
Everyone around here drinking, eating their pasta. They're not agreeing.
Yeah, I've found as I've got older that I've enjoyed training more and more. So hopefully it continues.
How long have you got left in the tank? You knew I'd ask that.
Yeah, I get that one a bit. It's all the last 3 or 4 years. It's always been year at a time. So I don't see why that'll change. I think as long as the body and the mind is holding up and the form's stacking up, I'd like to keep going. But it's always going to be a year-by-year thing.
Do you have a message to all the blue baggers out there who've sort of had a bit of a tough year? We've all had a bit of a tough year, but there's a lot of positives too. Do you have a message for them? Yeah,
I think a lot of the boys have said it, just to stick with us. We feel it just as much as you guys. So, this year was obviously really tough. It was pretty much the perfect storm for us to go bad. We had a lot of injuries and, we lost a bit of form and it all just escalated from there. But I do believe, and I think the recent history of other teams that have been playing finals and successful in finals, it can change very quickly. I think, with a bit of luck with injury, a couple of new guys coming in, I think we can really jump quickly.
It's going to be an exciting year next year. Just to finish on a positive note, 2019, 2 new captains. How do you think they're going to go?
Oh, they'll go great. There's no doubt about it. I think Paddy got a little taste of it this year, and he was exceptional. He was obviously a born leader. And the way Sam developed in a little bit of a different role this year, but he took giant leaps in his coaching and his development of leadership as well. I think his form from the previous year shows it'll stack up. So, they're both going to be great. I'll throw a little shout out to Murph as well. Really loved playing under him. He'd done an exceptional job for 6 years. So, I think, it's good that he's stepping away because there's 2 really good candidates that can come through now and pick up from where he's left off. So, I congratulate all 3 of the boys.
Well, Kade, thank you so much for joining me on stage and for your loyal service. 300 games plus. You're an incredible player. You're an incredible person around the club. Big round of applause for Kade, everyone. We'd now like to present you with a framed photograph of you all together. I'd like to invite John Nicholls and Stephen Silvani to present this piece of memorabilia to you. Thank you very much.
And there it is for Kade Simpson, the applause. It was orchestrated for the 6-minute mark of the opening term to salute their greatest ever number 6, Kade Simpson.
Smets into half ball, picked up by Simpson. Go for goal, Kade, and he does. Time was there. Simpson, the juggler. Simpson onto the left foot. He goes. Has he bent it back enough? Yes, he has.
The handball, even though it was a sitting duck.
Committed. That's an excellent mark by Simpson.
He's wanted to give it to Simpson. Hemmed in along the boundary. Off the left.
Goal!
Handball wide to Simpson. Now the opportunity. The Blues, can they take a break? 2 bounces and a third. Runs to 50. Drop punt on its way. Oh, don't tell me. He's kicked it as well.
Trademark, dropping back with the flight, Kade Simpson. For the heart and soul of Carlton, Kade Simpson.